anything, we all got to spend a lot of time with ourselves in 2020 and hopefully learn something in the process. Not just that elastic waistbands are a wonderful invention, but that money doesn't grow on trees. On this Money Monday, we'd like to welcome back our good friend, Howard Dvorkin, chairman of Debt.com. Happy New Year, and it's great to see you.
Happy New Year to you, young lady.
All right, so elastic waistbands, we can all agree, wonderful invention. We all learned that if you eat too much, you put on weight. We also learned that if you pay down debt, your credit score goes up. And it looks like a lot of Americans did that.
Well, it's been an interesting year, to say the least. And 2020, I think people really got to figure out a lot of things. And one of those things is how to stay healthy and try to stay healthy on their finances as well. The fact of the matter is Americans did a great job of paying down credit card debt, which is tremendous. The reason that happened is because a lot of banks didn't make them pay these Americans pay their mortgages, their rent, their student loans, their credit cards, their auto payments, and they then diverted those that cash to their credit cards. The other side is they weren't spending money. They weren't going out. I mean, I can't tell you when the last time I went to a restaurant was. But the fact of the matter is a lot of people haven't traveled. They haven't gone to restaurants. There's no entertainment. So really, they had a lot of extra cash floating around, and they used it wisely, which is tremendous.
We do like to know that people are patronizing their local restaurant because, you know, especially in a town like Charleston, we rely on these types of entertainment, if you will, but within reason. You know, I think a lot of people can be a little bit more conservative, and they certainly exercised that in 2020, but as far as the credit card companies go, so are we not seeing an extension of credit because of these good habits that people have been putting into practice?
The problem you're going to see in 2021 is that the banks are terrified right now to lend people more money because they really don't know what the economy is going to do. By all best guesses, we're in a recession, and we're going to continue to be in a recession. The extension of credit is going to depend on how the people have reacted over the last year. Some people were unemployed. Some people missed payments. Some people were sick. The fact of the matter is you can get extensions of credit, but you might have some explaining to do in order to get those extensions.
Now, a couple of pieces of advice that you have is maybe eliminate credit cards from your life. If you pay them off and then cut them up. The other one is to become a homeowner. So the first one's a little controversial. So you think Americans shouldn't have a single credit card?
Listen, I know that's crazy, but if you want to really stop paying the bank and being a slave, the best thing is don't have any credit cards, use a debit card, and live your life in that manner. Now, is that an easy thing to say for every human being in America? Probably not. I mean, we are conditioned to spend. And the fact of the matter is we've been told we deserve a certain lifestyle, and whether we can afford it or not, we still want that lifestyle. So at the end of the day, yes, you don't need a credit card, but you do need some way to charge in 2021.
Right. Well, it's a little bit of a catch-22, though, because the other piece of advice, which is become a homeowner if you can and not waste your money on rent, you got to have credit in order to qualify for a loan to buy a house. So it's all about being conservative with the credit cards, but why is being a homeowner so important?
Well, first of all, when you're renting, you're just throwing away your money. Right now, the interest rates are the lowest that I've ever seen in my career, and probably we're ever going to see again. So if you're thinking about buying a house, now is the time to buy a house. Certainly, you have to have some money in the bank, and you have to have credit that you've earned. And you have to realize you get credit from lots of things. If you have student loans, you get reported on that. If you have a car payment, you have credit on that. It's not necessarily just a credit card. And frankly, it's pretty easy to incur a credit history. You just got to make sure that you do the right thing when the bills come in and make sure they're paid in a timely manner.
And to do whatever Howard says. Howard, you always give us so much good advice, and we're so happy that you're going to be joining us next week when we're going to be talking about the dichotomy between those higher FICO scores that people have been earning because they were paying down their debt and less credit and loans available to consumers. So we're going to talk about that. Howard, I want to thank you for joining us this week.
Thank you so much, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. We'll be back in 2 minutes.